that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. And then he's going to drive the point home even a little hard at the next verse. Go ahead.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
But they tell you ain't got to keep the law. Somebody lying. Somebody is lying to you. Jesus said, not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law to all be fulfilled. All ain't been fulfilled. I can read to you in this Bible about Jesus cracking that sky open and coming down with New Jerusalem. Later after that. I ain't seen that happen yet. So all ain't been fulfilled. Go ahead.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But
don't sound like you can do whatever you want to do. Go ahead.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
And what are you talking about the scribes and the Pharisees for? Because they was big doers for show. They was big on doing things to be seen or make it look good. See, you ain't gonna trick God with making stuff look good. You ain't gonna, God said he ain't gonna be mocked. He's not gonna be mocked. So you ain't gonna be able to finesse your way into the kingdom. It don't work like that. Because he know where to test you at. He know where to try you at. He know where your mind at. And that's why you gotta work on that. You gotta really dig deep down inside and make the changes within yourself that you need to make. Or you are wasting your time coming here faking. You wasting your time. Go ahead.
Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
You see that? See, not killing is that's good too. Don't get me wrong. That don't mean if you can't get your mind right, you go around killing people. I'm not telling you to do that. But these are the steps you should be making in your progression toward being saved, people. Because being saved and being born again, this is a process. This is not nothing. You just going to turn the light on and it's going to be happy. No, this is a process. You're going to have to work on this. You're going to have to keep adding to it. Adding to it. Get one thing right, work on something else. Get another thing working right, work on something else. You got to grow in grace like Paul told you. Because the fact that God is allowing you to get it right, that's all the grace in the world. You got to grow in that stuff. Because the more you do, the better you get, the more time is what God will give you to get yourself together. But you got to make the steps. So he said right here, but I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment. Don't worry about killing him. But if you just don't like it because the sky is blue today, you got issues anyway. Go ahead.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, then come and offer thy gift.
You see that God even saying, if you're trying to bring him an offering, and trust me, testament to me, whenever I pray, I think about things, it's like God automatically put stuff in your head like, man, you got to fix that. That's just how it works. He makes you reflect when you call yourself coming to him. So he said, if you bring him an offering, and he put it in your mind that you and your brother got an issue, get up off your knees, go fix that with your brother, then come back. Then come back. Go ahead.
Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judgment, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
Mm-hmm.
Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing.
Okay, he just giving me a little game about just when you're dealing with people financially wise, sometimes it's better just to mend the wound quickly than let the wound fester. But that's not why we're here. We're here for verse 27 and 28 also. Go ahead.
Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery.
That is in the Bible. That is a commandment. Thou shalt not commit adultery. That means I cannot sleep with my brother's wife. And my brother's wife cannot sleep with anybody else other than her husband. That's what thou commit adultery is. That is a commandment. But what did Jesus tell you about that? Go ahead.
But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Okay, so you ain't got to do the physical act. You don't need to be breaking your neck while you driving your car down the street, brother. Running into people in front of you, looking at some girl booty. Same thing to guys. Girls, vice versa. But that was a hard thing. That's something you got to work on. It was a hard thing for me to grow up always doing this. I spent more time looking back than I did looking forward, walking down the street. But as I worked on it and worked on it and worked on it, I ain't AKA booty watching no more. Because I'm lusting after a woman that necessarily may be married or may be dealing with somebody else. Well, everybody dealing with somebody else. Ain't no virgins no more. So everybody's in some form involved with somebody else unless they tell you otherwise. So you got to be careful. You got to be very careful what you are letting your mind conceive of them. Because you can be getting in danger with God. Plainly. You can be getting in danger with Jesus. This is what Jesus is telling you right here. Let's go to Psalms, the 51st chapter. David was said he had a heart like God, right? So we know he's going to say something on the same lines. When they say a heart like God, they weren't talking about that muscle in his chest because God ain't got one of those. It was talking about his mind, as always. Psalms 51. And let's see what David was praying for. Because David understood, even though he was in God's graces, that he had to get something in order. Psalms, the 51st chapter. Let me get that, my brother, start reading at verse 6. Psalms 51 and verse 6. When you get there, go ahead.
Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom.
Okay, he's talking about God right here. He said, behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts. Yeah, he don't want your hands to steal either. But what he's looking for is you not to even consider that. That's the inward parts. That's it. That's where he wants the truth at. Like I said, you ain't going to take these hands across the threshold, people. These hands, these physical hands right here are not going to be what you take when God changed your mortal body into a spiritual body. But you're going to take this. You're going to take this inner man. And the inner man got to be worthy. The inner man got to be clean. So he said, thou desirest truth in the inward part, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Go ahead.
Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean.
He ain't talking about his body. He's talking about his mind. Go ahead.
Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice.
Mm-hmm.
Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all mine iniquities.
He was concerned about not sinning against God, huh? He didn't get the memo that when Jesus came, his sins didn't matter no more. David didn't get that memo. He knew God had to blot them things out because they are against him. What else he say though right here, brother? Go ahead.
Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me.
Create in me a clean heart. He needed God to help him out with that. And renew a right spirit within me. Your spirit is your mind, how you think, how you consider things, how you feel about things, how you look at people, how you judge situations. That's your spirit. That's your mind. That's what we all need help with. Because we are born and raised to think contrary to God. We are raised that way. We are raised in a wicked world that is going to train us, that's going to train our mind to go against God. And, even in the smallest matters, they train you to go against what God wants you to do and why God wants you to feel about certain things. God says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Put him first. Love with all your might, your mind, your body, your soul. They will have you every college graduation on a Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Everyone. I ain't even really been in one because I can't find one that's not on Saturday. They do everything on God's day. Everything is geared to make you decide whether or not you're going to do what God tells you to do or you're going to do what the world wants you to do.
Right.
That's how the world is set up. So you got to get out of that. You got to put that away from you. Let's go to 1 Kings. Because you guys know I love examples. I say all the time, I said it last week, I said it to y'all before. I don't want to think that I'm pleasing God or think that something I'm doing is right and find out at judgment day I've been messing up the whole time. So I'm going to find somebody who I know that was doing right and I'm going to copy and do what they did because that worked. See what the Bible says, every man is right in his own eyes.
That's right.
So what might seem good to me might not be good. So I'm going to find out what's proven, and I'm going to follow them footsteps. And I'm also going to find out what I shouldn't do so I can make sure I can avoid which way not to go.
Amen.
That's why I love examples in the Bible. 1 Kings, the 15th chapter. 1 Kings, the 15th chapter. And we're going to read about a couple kings in the Bible and how God looked at them and how they felt about certain things. And then that bring home a lot of the points we've been trying to make in this lesson so far. 1 Kings 15, and when you get there, my brother, start reading at verse 11. 1 Kings 15 and verse 11. When you get there, go ahead.
And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David, his father.
Okay, this King Asa. And it said he did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord. As did David, his father. Asa was a righteous king of Judah. Go ahead.
And he took away the Sodomites out of the land, and removed all the idols that his fathers had made.
You see that? They don't read that, huh?
Nah, they don't read
They
that.
don't want to read that part. He took all the sodomites, all the homosexuals had to go. You need to leave, like I said last week, you need to leave on your own, or you can find you a grave. They was going to kill you.
Yes, sir.
It was going to be one or the other. He said, but that was part of him being righteous. And he took away the sodomites out of the land and removed all the idols that his fathers made. So not only was he getting rid of homosexuality, but he was getting rid of false worship. False worship. You wasn't going to do that while he was king. Go ahead.
And also, Maacah, his mother, even her he removed from being queen, because she had made an idol in a grove. And Asa destroyed her idol and burnt it by the brook Kidron.
And he put his mom out.
Yes, sir.
Mama had to go too. She was caught up in idolatry. Go ahead.
But the high places were not removed. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days.
Okay. Now, there were some things he didn't get to. But the high places was not removed. So, he didn't do everything. He missed a few things. Their churches were still up and stuff like that. He missed some things, but the Lord knew his heart was in the right place. So, he did okay. He didn't do perfect, but God knew where his heart was at. There was some reason behind that. That's what it says right here, right? Yeah. It says Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days. So Asa went down as a righteous king. Now let's go to 2 Chronicles, the 25th chapter. Second Chronicles, the 25th chapter. We're going to read about another king real quick. But that just goes to show me that you might not do everything perfect. But God understands if you are thinking the right way. Because what I'm thinking may not always necessarily be right. But as long as I got righteousness on my mind, and I mean well, then maybe my approach was off a little bit. But I meant well, and God is going to judge you off that. Because he understands we ain't going to do everything perfect. We ain't going to do everything perfect. We ain't got the wisdom too. 2 Chronicles, the 25th chapter. And you get that, my brother, start reading at verse 1. 2 Chronicles 25 and verse 1. When you get there, go ahead.
Amaziah was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Jehoiada of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, but not with a perfect heart.
Oh! So you can do right. You can still do right, but be doing right just because you know it's right. See, you can serve God grudgingly. And God understands that. See, that's why he says stuff like, call the Sabbath a delight. Don't just show up now.
Come on, teach, brother.
Don't just show up. Showing up ain't enough. Yeah, I can force myself out today to show up to a whole lot of places. But if I'm not going there with the right attitude, God said you might as well stay home. You might as well stay home. If you're going to show up with the wrong attitude, you ain't going to do it right. So that's what the Lord is judging this king off of. He said he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, but not with the perfect heart. And that's what I know about everything, because when it's like that, you're only going to do it for so long.
That's right.
That's why when it comes like around, even people around here that we want to do things, I'm not in the business of forcing nobody to do nothing. I'll do it myself. Because if I got to force you to do it, you ain't going to do it alone. And you probably definitely ain't going to do it right. So, I understand. But this king thought he could fake his way through it. But God ain't going to be mocked.
That's right.
Let's get down to verse 14 and go ahead.
Now it came to pass, after that Amaziah was come from the slaughter of the Edomites.
Okay, so the Lord gave him a great victory. The Lord gave him a great victory over Edom. Great victory. But this is more or less a test to see how he was going to behave. Go ahead.
That he brought the gods of the children of Seir, and set them up to be his gods, and bowed down himself before them, and burned incense unto them.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against Amaziah, and he sent unto him a prophet, which said unto him, Why hast thou sought after the gods of the people, which could not deliver thine own people out of thine hand?
Okay, so later on in his life, he ended up getting caught in idolatry. Because he wasn't never right. He wasn't never right. He had other issues. Like, I'm gonna read this real quick because, like I said, I skipped through it in Gary because it was on a time constraint. I'm gonna read verse 5 to speed it up real quick. He said, "Moreover, Amaziah gathered Judah together and made them captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, according to the houses of their fathers, throughout all Judah and Benjamin. And he numbered them from 20 years old and above, and found them able to go forth, and found them 300,000 choice men, able to go forth to war, that they could handle spear and shield. And he hired also 100,000 mighty men of valor out of Israel for 100 talents of silver." Okay, so now this just shows you how he was geared. He realized he got a war to fight. So the Lord tell him pretty much, you're going to have to fight this, you're going to have to do this. So he gathered up Judah because he got the southern region. But I guess he going to hedge his bet because he think it's something he can do.
Right.
He going to go hire some Israelites, which are part of our people, but they've been removed from the Lord. They doing their own thing. They ain't worried about God. So he hired them, and he paid them. And at verse 7 it said, "But there came a man of God to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with thee, for the Lord is not with Israel to wit, with all the children of Ephraim. But if thou wilt go, do it. Be strong for the battle. God shall make thee fall before the enemy, for God thy power to help and cast down." So God told him, if you're going to take him anyway, you're going to die out there.
There it is.
If you're going to take him, you're going to die. Do what you got to do. But you better not take them with you. But what did he say? He said, Amaziah said to the man of God, "But what shall we do for the 100 talents which I have given to the army of Israel?" You worried about the wrong thing. Just show you where his mind was always at. Now, don't get me wrong. He had good sense. He said they went home and won the battle. See, the Lord's constantly showing you how people, he wasn't never right here. Worrying about the money, thinking he could do something. The Lord tell you he's going to deliver some people. You know about getting in. He can deliver 100,000 with 300.
That's right.
He don't need no big number. You ain't got to try to maneuver and try to hold on to it. If the Lord gave you something, he gave it to you. You ain't got to worry about nothing that you got to do on your end but be obedient. That was Jeroboam's problem. Lord gave him 10 of the tribe, and he up there trying to figure out how to hold on to it. You ain't earned it. So what you trying to hold on to something that was given to you? You just maintain it. So later on in life, though, this king whose heart wasn't right fell off the wagon anyway. But you see that God knew that a long time ago. He knows if you don't get this right, it's just a matter of time before you dig a ditch too hole for yourself to climb out of. That's why we got to work on this, people. Let's go to 1 Chronicles, the 28th chapter. So you can do right and still be wrong. That's the moral of the story that God showed you right there. You can do right and still be wrong if you ain't doing right. That sounds crazy, but that's true.
It is true.
1 Chronicles, the 28th chapter. And pay attention to what David told Solomon, his son, before Solomon decided to go over the king. 1 Chronicles 28, and you let my brother start reading at verse 8. 1 Chronicles 28 and verse 8. Go ahead, my brother.
Now therefore, in the sight of all Israel, the congregation of the Lord, and in the audience of our God, kept and seek for all the commandments of the Lord your God, that ye may possess this good land, and leave it for an inheritance for your children after you forever.
Okay, so David is telling Solomon, don't worry about commandments. He said, keep and seek for all the commandments of the Lord your God. Don't just keep them. You better make sure that you stand on top of what they are too. Because you know, you might be making mistakes ignorantly, and the Lord's going to bust your head for that. So you better seek them. Make sure you know exactly what God wants you to do. Don't take nobody else's word for it. See, ain't nobody seeking the commandments of God. Ain't nobody seeking God no more.
Right.
Everybody letting somebody else seek for them, and they ain't seeking it all either. They seeking your back pocket, or your pocketbook, or your checkbook. That's what they seeking. They ain't seeking God, and especially not His commandments. So that's what He's telling Solomon right here. Go ahead, my brother.
And thou, Solomon, my son, know thou the God of thy father, and serve him with a perfect heart and with a willing mind.
With the perfect heart and the willing mind. David knew what was necessary. He knew what was necessary. You can't halfway serve God. Your heart got to be perfect with God. You got to be 100% on God's program. Willing to take losses and everything else. But serving God ain't always going to be in your favor. It don't work like that. It's not going to be easy like that. The gift God got for you, you're going to have to earn it. That's what He's telling you this for. Serve with Him with the perfect heart and with the willing mind. Why is that, my brother?
For the Lord searcheth all hearts, and understandeth all the imaginations of the thoughts.
He searcheth the heart. And He know what you're thinking. Go ahead.
If thou seek Him, He will be found of thee. But if thou forsake Him, He will cast thee off forever.
Strong words, people. Let's go to Romans 12 chapter. And it's all over the Bible. It's all over the Bible. See, but we as Bible believers, we get in the habit of getting comfortable with the fact that we are getting better. But I hate to break it to you, none of us is where we need to be.
That's right.
We can't get comfortable with the fact that we are restrained from certain things that the world has embedded in our or has embedded in our mind. No, we got to change that mind. Not just get away from a few common practices. That's a good start. That is a very good start. But you are only a little bit of the way there. Romans, the 12th chapter. We're going to read verses 1 and 2 here. Romans 12, and you can start reading that verse 1. What did Paul tell you? Does everybody want to pick Paul over Jesus? What did he say? Go ahead.
I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
This is your reasonable service. This should be automatic.
That's right.
I mean, for what God doing for you, that's just reasonable you do this. It's just common sense. Or God ain't going to do what He said He going to do for you. He got something else for you. Go ahead.
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
So Paul's telling you got to be transformed by renewing this. That's what you got to do. That's what it's going to take. Nothing less. Like I said, I do good to stay out of bed with somebody else's wife. But I do great if I don't even look at her the wrong way. Because I'm going to be judged by how this works. Not just how, the other thing works. I'm going to be judged by what's going on up here. Let's go to, I'm going to throw something else in real quick. Y'all ain't got nowhere to go. It's hot. That AC ain't going nowhere. A lot of people ain't got AC. The Lord say, consider the things other people don't get. You want to sit here and sweat with your brothers and sisters. Let's go to Job, the 42nd chapter. Job, the 42nd chapter. Job 42. Job got to the point where Job got to the point where he said enough was enough. The Lord was trying Job, taking Job through certain things. And Job got to the point where Job was a true worshiper of God. It's just the Lord was taking him through a lot. The Lord almost got to Job's breaking point. He done killed his kids, took everything he had for him from him, put boils on him from head to toe. Job had it rough for nothing. He didn't do nothing either. God even told Satan, see, you made me do this to Job without a cause. Job ain't did nothing. But he was flesh, and he's made mistakes just like everybody else made mistakes. So he had to suffer for it in the worst way. But after he was going through a little thing, Job got a little big-headed or high-minded and called himself challenging God for an explanation. Not like he was going to do nothing to God, but he wanted an explanation. And God started blowing on him. Started talking, scared the heck out of him, actually.
Yes, sir.
But this was his response after God, blew on him for a while. Job, the 42nd chapter. And when you get that, my brother, we're going to read, we probably read verse 1 and 2. Go ahead.
Then Job answered the Lord and said, I know that thou canst do everything, and that no thought can be withholden from thee.
No thought. Job understood that. Job understood that there's no thought in your mind that God is not privy to. He understood that. There's nothing, he can't sit back and think crazy or think foolish and think, okay, well, I ain't do nothing. No. You did plenty. You did plenty. The thought of foolishness is sin.
Yes, sir.
Turn to Psalms, the 7th chapter. Psalms, the 7th chapter, a few pages over. Psalm 7. When you get to my brother, start reading that verse 8. Psalms, the 7th chapter, and start reading that verse 8. When you get there, go ahead.
The Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity that is in me.
He said, the Lord shall judge the people. Judge me according to my righteousness, according to my integrity. Integrity is not what you're doing, it's that you got the mind to be honest and be fair and be good to one another. Integrity is not an action. That's a characteristic. And that is something that's inside here. You can show your integrity, but God is going to judge you whether or not you got it or not, because you might be faking integrity. People do it all the time in business and in friendships. Fake like they care about you. Fake like they're trying to help you. You find out they don't have no integrity when they cut you out later on. But that's what God is going to judge you by. Read the next verse.
Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God trieth the hearts and reins.
He tries the hearts and the reins. He's trying what's actually going to make the body move. Your heart and your rein is your mind, and that's what makes your body do certain things. But like I said, you can be afraid to do certain things. Shoot, I want $1 million. I know it's in the bank. But I know it's going to be hard getting out the bank and getting home with that money. God ain't got nothing to do with that. Now that I serve God, I know the Lord's going to burn the hell out of me if I go rob that bank. So I'm not even going to put that thought far from me. But non-person that's not even, that don't know nothing about God, they ain't robbing the bank because they don't want to get shot. So that's the same thing with God. It works the same way. It works the same exact way. He know that if those thoughts are still in you, you are unworthy, people. You are unworthy. Because I don't know how it's going to be, but why would I give a wicked person with wicked thoughts an immortal, all-powerful body?
Come on now.
Nah.
No, sir.
That ain't going to work. That don't even make sense. That don't make sense. I'm going to give you a body that cannot die and is all-powerful. Jesus came out the grave. He said, all power was given to me in heaven and in earth.
That's right.
So why would I give a wicked-minded person that? It's going to be hard to get that, people. And you're going to have to work on this. You are truly going to have to work on this mind of yours. We all are going to have to. Let's go to, what was that? Proverbs, Psalm 7.
Yeah.
Let's go to, turn it over to Psalm 94. I'll get a couple more throw-ins for y'all. I'm going to get y'all out of here. Y'all ain't got to go. I'm going to still be here.
TikTok.
Still be here. I can't do nothing till the sun go down. Psalms 94th chapter. But it's good to be back to the home church, though. I missed y'all. I truly did. Psalms 94th chapter. And let's read what the Lord had David right here. Start reading that verse 11. Psalms 94 and verse 11. When you get there, my brother, go ahead.
The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity.
See, God know that already. God know you already messed up. That's why He giving you time to get it right. That's the grace. They want to make grace like this thing that just covers you like a comforter. No, that's not grace. Grace is the time that God is giving you to still breathe and figure this thing out. That's what grace is. Go ahead.
Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Lord, and teachest him out of thy law.
Teaches him out of the law. Because that's what you're going to need to get it right. That's what's going to help you. When you learn what God doesn't like and what anger God, and you keep working on that, then God will do like David asked him to do for him. And He will start changing your mind and creating your mind to think different. To look at things different. But it's going to take you to make the first step, though. Go ahead.
That thou mayest give him rest in the days of adversity, until the pit be digged for the wicked.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to read that. But that's good reading anyway. Turn it over to Hebrews, the 4th chapter. I want that to show you how important the law is in this transformation. The same law that everybody want to throw out the window. See, without the law, you ain't going to get the transformation up there.
That's right.
God is not going to do that for you. He's not going to help you out with that. You got to earn that transformation. Keeping God's law, His statutes, and His commandments is the starting point of you becoming born again. You ain't going to become born again without keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. Hebrews, the 4th chapter. And let's see what the apostle had to say here. Hebrews 4, we're going to read one verse, verse 12. Hebrews, the 4th chapter, and verse 12. When you get there, my brother, go ahead.
For the word of God is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword.
Sharper than any two-edged sword. That's the word of God is. Because it will cut you both ways. You could be swinging the word of God at somebody one moment trying to get them together. Next thing you know, you can cut yourself.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Because you ain't nobody.
That's right.
You got to remember that when you're talking and dealing with people. You ain't nobody.
Right.
You ain't nobody at all. That's why he say sharp any two-edged sword. But what else is it going to do though? Go ahead.
Piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow.
It's going to cut you deep. That's what it's saying. But what is it going to do most importantly? Go ahead.
And is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
It's going to decide how your mind is working, in other words. Discern is the decision of whether or not are you crazy or you acting like you got some sense, in other words. See, that's what the word of God will do for you. The word of God, that's why I love examples so much. Because I can see people thinking about a certain thing a certain way in example, and I'll be like, oh, I ain't got to worry about that.
Come on.
Like, for example, we do a whole lot of business dealings with certain people with properties and stuff like that. And if the Lord show us we got to go another way with something, think we worried about the money we got over there? And was I was worried about that money he had over there. I ain't worried about that. Like, we trying to get a new building. You think we worried about the money we put in here? If the Lord tells us to go that way, we gone. We gone. Care less. We'll figure out what we're going to do once we get there. See that, but that's what the word do. When you focus on the word, you read the word, it gives you to be like, oh, I can't be worried about this. I can't even be thinking about that. I can't be caught up in that.
Right.
That's what it's going to do for you. That's why you got to constantly involve yourself in God's word, not the words of the world. One more place. I think. Yeah, y'all getting lucky. Proverbs, 16th chapter.
Yes, sir.
Proverbs, 16th chapter. This is a real simple lesson. But it's something we all got to be reminded of because our salvation depends upon it. You know, it's good to know a lot of prophecy, and it's good to know a lot of things, a lot of the hidden things in the Bible. It's good to know some meat. But I can't really know where meat gonna get you in the kingdom of heaven. And that's what I'm trying to get each and every one of you guys. Meat, what I mean by that is more difficult things to understand in the Bible. You can be able to break down the Seven Daniels with your eyes closed. But if you're still looking at that sister with your lips turned up, you're going to hell. Simple as that. Proverbs, the 16th chapter. And you let my brother start reading that verse 1. Proverbs 16 and verse 1. When you get there, go ahead, my brother.
The preparations of the heart in man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
All the ways of man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits.
All right, so I quoted it earlier, so I figured I'd put it in the lesson. He said the preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So the Lord is the one that's going to be aiding you with this. He's the one that's going to be getting you together, helping you out. Then he said all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord wears the spirits. So every approach you're going to take is going to seem right to you. It might be dead wrong, but it's going to seem right to you. But if you meant well, God can understand your dumb course of action because you meant well. And God understands too that you can do something perfectly, logistically perfectly. Well, everybody is okay. But if you did it grudgingly, He's going to deal with you also as well. He's going to deal with you also as well. Go ahead.
Commit thy works unto the Lord.
Commit thy works. What is your works, people? How you do things. That's actually doing it. You got to do that though. You got to serve the Lord. And what is He going to do?
And thy thoughts shall be established.
So it's going to take you making the first step and keeping God's laws. But you got to also pray like David prayed. for a change in this and work on this and put out the thoughts that you know you shouldn't be having out of this with each and every day that you wake up, people. I hope you guys can understand in the name of Jesus. Now we're going to have the Sabbath announcements.